What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, and it's time for Super Geeked Up. Oh, you did silently. All right. That's hey, everybody. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining us. This is your live geeky pop culture show. We talk fun, zany, geeky topics, play some geek-themed improv games. We always have a bunch of fun with you guys in the chat. Joining me, as always, from Sincere Sarcasm, it is Francis Fernandez.
What's up, party people? Happy holidays.
What's up, party people? All right.
I have
Great.
no idea I said it that way.
It's better every week, your intro.
I know, right?
Thank you, everybody. I see there's a whole bunch of people already in the chat. We really appreciate you guys. Listeners, Mate Carey, Victor, Chris. Thanks, guys, for watching. So, folks, we got a lot of cool stuff today. We're gonna a bit of holiday-themed episode because lots of holidays coming up, of course, in the next week or so. We're gonna do our favorite toys when we were kids. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna play a game of ridiculous rhyming. That's a brand new game this season where we can only speak in rhyme. We're gonna do the best Christmas movie ever, Die Hard, with some funny accents that you guys are gonna help us with. And we're going to talk everything that is the best about the 1980s, my favorite decade. All right, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be an awesome show. Folks, if you're a regular viewer of the show, you know Mark Pizzula, who starred in my Super Knocked Up series of Supposed to Be On. Today, unfortunately, something came up very last minute. He can't make it. He's very sorry. He really wanted to be on, and he passes on his apologies and his good wishes to all of you, and he's hoping to be on soon.
Yay.
But Francis and I are here to have some fun. Victor says, yo, Francis and Jeff. There you go. He's got it.
Yo, Victor, yo.
Uh-oh, listener's mate says he doesn't.
No, he hears me.
He said, I don't hear Francis. Oh, now I hear him. Oh, because he was being sneaky. That's why. He was pretending to talk. You fooled them.
Yeah, I like to sometimes I like to reminisce on old 70s Japanese movies and martial arts films and just.
We had to wait for the dubbing to come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was in processing. I had to process my dubbing. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, hey, let's get to our first super geeky question, Francis.
All right. Ho, 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 everyone. Ho, ho, ho. In keeping with our holiday theme, what was your favorite toy when you were growing up as a child? Ho, ho, ho. For my work, I had to do the voicemail message during the holidays, and they made me do that voice as Santa Claus. Yeah.
Wow, it was really amazing.
Hey, well, they seem to kind of like it.
Well, no, you're the master of impersonations. So.
Oh, yeah. The man of 12 voices.
So, folks, let us know what was the favorite toy you got as a kid or got for the holidays. We want to hear about that in the chat. Listeners Mate says, I guess Mark is getting new sheets for next time. That's a running joke about his bed sheets that we already saw in the background. Yeah, for longtime viewers. Let's see here. Victor says, I hear Francis, but I'm seeing Linda Carter Wonder Woman. It is a good thing.
All right. Thank you. All right.
I wish Linda Carter was on the show. So Chris says, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you all. Yeah, same to you, Chris.
Yeah.
Whatever holiday you're celebrating. Yes.
Chris Kwanzaa.
What was that?
Chris Mahana Kwanzaa.
Oh, that's right. That's how you do all of them, right? Together. Lizzie Hedgehog just says, hey there, Jeff. She just joined us. Hey, Lizzie, it's great to see you. If you just joined us, we're talking our favorite toys when we were kids.
Is she sister of Sonic?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So she's one of the biggest Sonic fan ever. So
that's awesome.
So she loves Sonic. She knows everything about Sonic. That's where the name.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Sonic's a great game.
And
cartoon.
Maybe we'll talk about it a little later when we talk about the 80s. Did Sonic debut, or it was not till the 90s? Not till the 90s, right?
90s, yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
Sonic.
All right, we just missed. We can still talk about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, Chris says, of all my favorite toys when I was growing up, mine was the Robert Rabbit plush doll. They had a talking Roger Rabbit and one without. My sister and I had both.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Impressive. I didn't have that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, by the way, Lizzie says, I'm Sonic's lover. Okay.
Oh, geez.
Well, that was maybe a little more info than we needed, but all right.
No, that's perfect information. Thank you for.
It's great. Jaloo3, hey, thank you for watching. What is the cutoff age for a child before considered a tween? That's a good question.
Well, tween is 12, right? But you're still a child at 12.
Yeah, well, I guess right because 13 is a teen, so tween is what? It's just the 1 year before.
Mm-hmm.
So just 12,
It's
not
like
11 and 12.
It's like 11 and 12.
11 and 12, I
Yeah.
would say, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can whatever. Tweens are okay. You can say tweens, whatever toys you
Yeah.
want that too.
I had toys up until I was like 8.
Dude,
Well, I mean,
I
I still have toys.
man.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, I still have toys. Never mind. What am I saying? I have a lightsaber, and that is a toy. I have Sonic
it's a
screwdriver.
weapon. It's self-defense as
Oh,
well.
that's right. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Ariella just joined us. Hey, Ariella, thank you for being here.
Hello.
Victor says, have you ever tried asking Linda Card to be on the show? I haven't. That's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
That'd be awesome. Listeners May says, when I was a kid, I'd sit for hours in front of a light bright. I don't know why, but I was mesmerized by the colored pegs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
cool.
sure. Yeah, Victor says Legos. You can build anything with them. Yeah, Legos were my favorite as a kid, too. I love Legos. I wish I had the patience for Legos now, though. I don't have the patience for Legos.
You know what? I love Legos, too. When I was younger, it's funny. I'll be in Target and I see all the Lego sets, and I'm kind of tempted, like, oh, maybe I should build a Lego again. That'd be cool. But then I look at the prices, and I'm like, I don't think so.
I was going to say, the Legos I want are out of my price range.
It's so expensive. I don't remember them being... well, I guess they were still. I think they were still kind of expensive back then.
They weren't licensed though. That's the thing. They weren't licensed Legos. They were like.
No, but I had a Star Wars Lego when I was a kid. They had
Did
Star
you
Wars
really?
Legos.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, they had a lot of normal Legos. You're right. It's all like licensed now. It seems like, yeah.
Yeah, that Millennium Falcon, $500. You know, if I only had a spare $500 to throw at Lego Millennium Falcon.
I'm trying to remember. I think I built with Legos a space drive-through, like a McDonald's in space for some reason. I remember.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
No.
I built a lot of space, spaceships myself with Legos. It's always fun.
So Carrie Johnson in the chat says, my favorite toy when I was a kid was the Crisscross Crash Car race set. It was a Hot Wheel set that was an excuse to bang cars together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars.
Oh, yeah. Those were great.
Race those down the ramps and stuff, yeah.
Oh, Lizzie loved my Sparkle, My Little Ponies, and Sunshine Ponies.
All right. Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, My Little Ponies was huge. Well, still is huge right now. I mean, it got a resurgence in the last 10 years. So
it did. Ariella says, I have collectibles in the box. Sayed from Lost and Wonder Woman. I guess they can be toys. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Collectibles. Toys are collectibles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a collectible Batarang that lights up and everything. So it's a toy, but it's a collectible.
Jaloo 3 says, Legos are the bane of adults, especially at night in the dark when they're randomly on the shag carpet.
No joke. I have stepped on a couple, and they were my own. They weren't even kids. They were my own Legos. Oh man, you learned to endure pain.
And Victor says a very disturbing thought. Francis, you could sell Jeff's blood to get cash for Legos. God.
Hey, I didn't realize that was an option. All right, Jeff.
Stop.
Oh,
We're gonna bring vampires around here. But now that'd be cool. If you're a vampire.
Yeah.
Jalou says, back in the day, micro machines were the thing. Not my favorite though, with the fast talking guy in the commercials. I forgot about micro machines.
Oh, that dude, the fast talking dude, was the best. I love that guy.
Were they just like cars? Did they transform at all, like Transformers? Or
no, they were just tiny versions of Matchbox cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had the tiny versions of like the Back to the Future cars. So I had the DeLorean, I had like the train and all that stuff. But they're really tiny. So really small.
Oh. Cool. All right, I guess we should share our choices.
Sure. Go for it.
I had a bunch. I mean, one of mine was definitely G.I. Joe, man.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, the action figures, the freaking, what the hell does it call it? I don't know. You know, all the freaking vehicles.
Sure. Yeah.
The hovercraft. That's what I'm trying to think. That's the biggest one I had, the hovercraft. That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like G.I. Joe was great because they had all these crazy vehicles. They were all so cool.
Now, wait a minute. Did you get the ones that were like 11 feet tall?
No. Like that was like the originals. I got into it like during the cartoon time. And that's when they had like the more, I don't know, 6-inch or whatever they were.
Yeah, the 6-inch ones. Yeah. No, those were great.
But they had all you know, in the back, they all had like the thing about the person, right? Like the rank and the bio and their skill set and all that cool stuff. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you needed to know. If you're
Of
gonna
course.
fight, if they're gonna fight, you need to know what they can do.
Right. And we'll know it's half the battle, so
Exactly. Oh man. Yeah. Look, I mean, I had a similar obsession with the Transformers. I mean, Transformers were
Yeah.
my toy. I had almost all of them except for the main ones because they were the most expensive. Optimus and Megatron. Those were expensive
Oh, I
toys.
had Optimus.
You did have Optimus? Oh, that's great.
I had
Hey, those.
Optimus.
Yeah, Optimus is a super collectible. Like
I don't have it anymore, but I had it.
it is. Oh, not anymore.
Yeah, of course not.
uh,
I had the Dinobots. I
yes,
had one
yes.
of the
Grimlock and
yeah. I think I had it was Stegosaurus one, right?
yeah, that was my favorite.
That's always my
Stegosaurus.
favorite dinosaur, so that's why I got it. Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I think the one that I really got into, if you want to go even younger, was Teddy Ruxpin. Remember Teddy Ruxpin?
Yeah. My sister had Teddy Ruxpin.
It would tell you a story, or
It had a cassette player in the back, right?
exactly, yeah, and its mouth would move based on the talking, but it would sing if you put like a musical cassette there. It would sing like whatever songs was on the cassette, so that was pretty
Oh,
dope.
but they had to be a special like size cassette for him, right? For Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. They had to fit his
They
back.
just put in like the Michael Jackson Thriller album, in,
No,
which would
that'd
be
be
great
amazing.
though.
Oh,
He starts moonwalking.
well, they have a new one. They apparently made him again with like screens for eyes instead of like regular like plastic eyes. He has screens for eyes. It's weird,
Oh, that is weird.
but yeah, he's back. I don't know about that.
Lots of stuff in the chat here. Ariella said, I had Tila from He-Man, Cabbage Patch Dolls, Pound Puppies. Oh, yeah, man. Cabbage Patch were great.
Cabbage Patch, totally.
Yeah, I had He-Man toys, man. I loved He-Man.
Yeah, I had a Cabbage Patch doll. I forget her name.
Too.
Yeah.
Those were the thing, man. I remember when they first came out, that was the thing people were fighting over and like trying to get.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. It's kind of like the I forget the name of it now, but they have like the American Girl dolls now. I think they're called.
Bebo?
No, Bebo. Everyone wants a Bebo, man. Everyone wants a Bebo.
Everyone wants a baby Yoda.
And that too. Oh man.
Carrie says, I really love the electric vibrating football game. If you don't remember, it vibrated loud as hell and the players moved around in circles.
Yes.
I got one a couple months ago and I had to buy it. I do remember that.
Yes. Oh my God. It was the loudest thing ever. Oh man. That was
Chris says, I had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys. Love those. Yeah, I had like Donatello. Yeah. I remember that for sure.
Yeah, I still have one of my the one surviving Ninja Turtle that actually transforms into an actual turtle. So that was kind of cool.
Really?
It was the one where it was the action figure that when it had a thing of ooze. So when the turtle, you're supposed to like, oh, the turtle hits the ooze and turns into a Ninja Turtle, but it does transform into like a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, okay. It's really cool. Yeah.
Chris says, I love Teddy Ruxpin. It brings back so many memories. Lizzie says, Target stores released a few retro toys. That's cool. Yeah, there actually is a lot of retro stuff. Like particularly the old game systems. Like you can get them in this, like the Super Nintendo and Genesis. You get them in this little box now, kind of.
Yeah. I like that. I don't know why I would get them.
Well, here's the thing. I actually bought the Genesis Mini. It was called. Because I never had a Genesis. I was old Nintendo back then, and it came with like 42 games. But then it was Thanksgiving time, and I decided to get the Xbox One X. So I was like, well, this is going back. So I just returned it.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
Xbox One X, all right.
Well, look, Genesis.
Well, this doesn't have time to play because I know I'm going to be playing.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Look, Genesis had the superior Aladdin game. Genesis had, all the Sonic games. Genesis had this amazing X-Men game that was on there. Altered Beasts. Oh man, X-Men was
Altered Beasts, nice. Yeah, I was a Nintendo guy back then. Like it was the Dreamcast is when I finally bought a Sega system, and then unfortunately Sega stopped making.
Well,
which is too bad. That was a good system, man. The Dreamcast. I still own it. I still have it too.
Oh yeah, there was even they had the little CD thing that went with it, so you can play this horror game, which was terrible. This terrible horror game. With it? Yeah, it came with it. I forget it was called like Night Terror or something, and it was pretty much a horror movie that you can interact with. It was really bad.
All right, in the chat, sorry, Glogroth, aka Necrodius, which we usually know him by. He's
Yes.
here. Thank you for watching. He says they also had a Splinter that became a human and a Shredder that became a digging machine for the turtles. He means.
Okay, the shredder that turns into a digging machine makes zero sense.
Well, because I don't know, he's shredding stuff.
I guess. Well, I guess. Then it should turn into a paper shredder.
Exactly. He should just work in a paper factory, right?
Exactly.
That's his day job.
And
Carrie says he still has the Genesis and a Dreamcast.
very
Excellent.
nice. Keep them. Those. Pass them on to your children and your children's children and your children's children's children. Keep it in the family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm sure we're going to talk more about that when we get to our 80s talk later.
Oh hell yeah, we are.
Jalou says, yeah, no one talks fondly of the Atari Jaguar. I remember the Jaguar. That was, if I remember correctly, that was the 60, maybe 128.
It was a 64-bit.
64-bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it was more than the other systems at the time when it came out, right?
Yeah. So
it was a more. The other was were 32-bit maybe or something. I think at that time or.
So Genesis and Super Nintendo were both 16.
16.
Yeah.
Well,
and
so are you saying this is before the PS1, the Jaguar?
Jaguars, I believe, was before the PS1. Yeah, PS1 was what?
32 bit.
32. Yeah. Yeah.
So but it just never took off. I get right.
Because it was expensive, like you said. It was like $500 for the system, and back then, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh God, when a Nintendo costs $100 and a Super Nintendo costs $200, you're not going to pay $500 for $400 for a Jaguar. But you did win it from that one weird what is that game on Nickelodeon where you had to traverse the maze? I forget what it was called, but you would win that and like
a Legend of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, you'd either win a Jaguar or a Neo Geo, which was like
Neo Geo. I played those in the arcades.
Yeah.
Imagine that the only people now that have Atari Jaguars are the contestants on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Hey man, if you're gonna win that, you keep it. You're gonna keep that thing, of course.
Oh, Jalou says Neo Geo had so many good games. Electric May says I want a Neo Geo.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
By the way, I loved all those Nickelodeon game shows, man, when I was a kid, though.
Oh yeah,
like Guts.
Yeah. Guts. Oh yeah, Guts was
Wild and Crazy Kids. I don't remember that one.
Well, it's sad that they don't really have the. I guess they brought it back, right? They kind of brought
Double Dare's back. So Double Dare was, of course, the king of everything with Mark Summers.
Oh yeah.
That's back now.
Oh, good.
Let's see what else we got here. Chris Hadley says the Super Nintendo was one of my favorite Christmas toys too. I got that in '92. Played Mario Paint, Super Mario Kart, Aladdin, Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune.
Oh wow, Family Feud and Wheel of Fortune were on there. That's crazy.
Yeah, all right.
That's really cool. I like that.
Chris also says, "God, you're bringing back so many memories. Legends of the Hidden Temple was awesome."
It was.
That was a cool game, man. You could run through a freaking temple.
Yeah, it was like escape rooms before escape rooms were a thing.
You're right. It was.
Mm-hmm.
You're totally right. See, look at all this stuff, man. All this stuff back to the 80s and 90s. You can trace it all back to there.
Oh yeah. They were pioneers in what we what we do for adult entertainment now. It's a reason why we do it.
All right. Let's see. Any other toys you want to mention?
I was going to mention. Look, when I was 6 in '86, I got the original Nintendo, and that took over a lot of the toys I had because I was playing, Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt forever. Those were only 2 games I would play for months on end. So the Super Nintendo was like the bane of my existence because it made me a gamer. And now
that's amazing, man.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't even say that because I had the Atari 7600 too, but there's a 7800. Either way, it didn't hit me. Yeah, it just didn't hit me like the Nintendo did.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, I mean, we'll get into more in the 80s too stuff because I like ColecoVision and Commodore 64, but yeah, the Nintendo NES was something for sure.
Oh yeah, we'll
I had the power pad, where the hell it was called, where you ran the track and field.
And you just used your hand instead because it was easier instead of using your feet.
Okay, sometimes I did because you could go even faster.
Mm-hmm. I use my hands. I never use my.
I use the feet actually, but
I use my hands. I'm like, I was a lazy kid, which isn't really that lazy if you're using your hands. But anyway.
Carrie says a friend of mine was on Double Dare back in the day. I always pick on her when I come across the vid. Nice.
Wait a minute. It's actually like available to watch. That's great. That's really funny.
You can get all those old shows you can catch on YouTube if
I
you.
can't. I haven't found my time on Price is Right.
Oh, I don't know. Well, then like Figure It Out, which was like a '90s one I found online on YouTube. It was a game show on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. If I can find my clip, if anyone can find my clip of me as the last contestant on the Price is Right.
That's right.
Awesome.
I forgot you were.
Yeah.
But you didn't. You got to bid, but that was it, right?
I got to bid and I got to say hi to the camera and everything.
But you didn't
and
win
I
the
got
bid, right?
No, I only won a mailbox and a cordless phone. That was my consolation prize. A mailbox and a cordless phone. Thanks for playing. Actually, and you can't play for 10 years. It's been 10 years. I think I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to go and play with Jim.
You can't go and play right for 10 years? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You know what is a little bit cool about the current Double Dare is sometimes they're bringing on people who were on the original show. No. And their kids, because they're adults now, of course. So they're coming back on with their kids now, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Especially when you can share that with your kids. I mean, that's totally cool. And yes, Jalu, yes, I was on The Price is Right.
I know. Oh, mind blown, huh?
Yeah, I was a contestant. I wowed the producers because I was doing this. What I do here, I did there, and they wanted me on the show as the last contestant. It was great.
Julie says you should go with Jeff and your paramour.
Oh, yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think I know who that is. Okay, so it also says PBS had Carmen Sandiego. Yes, I love Carmen Sandiego.
That's more 90s. Oh, yeah, we're talking about anything early, so yeah.
Yeah, we're not in the 80s yet.
Not 80s yet.
Oh, yeah, man. We're in depending on the game show is great, but also the animated series is one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, they had several, didn't they?
Well, they had the live action game show. And then
yes,
they had an animated series, which is Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
But, oh, yeah. I really thought they had a new one, like, recently.
Oh, Netflix has a current one.
Oh, that's right. There you go. Netflix
Carmen
has
Sandiego, yes.
Gotcha.
Two seasons out.
Yeah. There you go.
Lizzie says, I always wanted to meet and hug Mark Summers. I hear you, man. I still love Mark Summers, but, man, he was the man back in the day.
You know what's funny is I know Mark Summers more from when he was on the Food Network and he did like the behind the scenes stuff or like how.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I knew he did it. I didn't watch any of that.
Yeah, I watched him on that a lot more than I did when, Double Dare. So
no, he's always Double Dare for me. I mean, he's still on the current Double Dare. He's the announcer now.
Oh, good for him. I'm glad.
I wish they made him the host still. That would have been much better, but at least he's still on it.
Yeah, exactly. Look, he needs to go. Yeah,
but he was the man. He was like so friendly and nice, and he just made you feel like I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah, he was super nice. He was totally cool.
And he had a good with the people who helped him out, like the assistants. Like there was a girl, Robin, who was always there, and I don't know. It seemed like they were having a great time.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I think he had to. I mean, you couldn't do that job if you weren't having fun every day.
Right, yeah, you're getting like pies thrown in your face all the time.
Exactly. Like, oh man, more pies and more gack on my face.
Lister's mate wants to know, Francis, did you hit on any of Barker's beauties when you were on The Price is Right? Well, wait, was Drew doing it then, or was it still Bob Barker?
It was still Bob Barker. Yeah.
Oh, that's good that you still got on when he was there.
Yeah. It was the year before he left, so I got a chance to see him before he left, and I didn't get a chance to even get close to Barker's beauties, so I didn't get to hit on any of them. And plus, I had a girlfriend at the time, so that wouldn't have been a good idea.
Okay, we got a request here. Can you guys do the a cappella theme song to Carmen Sandiego? Francis is actually good at karaoke, right?
Wow. Yes.
Ready?
Do you know the lyrics?
Well, it's funny. I was like,
to Carolina, she's a sticky finger filter from Berlin down to Belize.
Take you on a ride on a slow boat to China.
Tell me where the world
is Carmen Sandiego. Pretty good, man. We remember some of the lyrics.
Oh, I have it it's on my rotation. I have it on my.
I was just gonna say, I actually play at the gym sometimes.
Yeah, it's there.
Acapella, by the way.
The best.
I'm sure they're so pleased on our version of it, but.
Oh yeah. Definitely. But yes, I love that. I love that Jalu that says I'm naturally good at karaoke. I love that. He knows, or she, whoever you are, Jalu, you know.
All right. And Chaz Gillespie just joined us. Hey, thanks for being here. Awesome.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So there we go. I guess that was our discussion about our best toys when we were a kid.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your awesome options there. Um, okay. Sorry, so much in the chat about.
I know. They're very animated when it's just the two of us.
Which is great. I love it. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I know they do get more animated when it's just us two.
Yeah.
They're probably like, there's no guests. Who cares? We can do whatever we want.
Let's take over the show.
Oh, Lizzie says, I'd so flirt with Drew Carey if I was on The Price is Right. That's
Sure,
what I was
why
gonna say.
not? I've been watching so many old clips of Whose Line. I just love his laugh. His laugh is the best.
The best is when he was doing Whose Line is that
Yeah.
when Ryan or somebody or Colin or whoever it was, Wayne would do something so funny, Drew would just die. He would actually sometimes almost fall off the chair. He was laughing so hard.
Oh my God, yes. Oh man. And the yeah, no, he was terrible at he wasn't terrible at the games. He was okay at the games.
Yeah, no, he wasn't bad actually.
But he did do but the one where he was really bad at was the three-headed opera singer where you only had one word to say and he like did a whole sentence and just done. He was done and he was just on the floor.
That's why it's funny.
It is super funny. I love it.
All right. Oh, Jalu's bringing the hard questions. Mark Summers versus Alex Trebek. Who is the better game show host and can either beat out Wayne Brady? Oh, we just talked about Wayne.
Ooh.
Mark Summers, hands down.
Ooh.
Not a question for me. I mean, Alex Trebek, yeah, I don't know.
It depends, really.
Alex Trebek is just like, he just does the same monotone every time, right? I'm saying that because I've also heard from people that he's not necessarily the nicest guy.
Right. I've heard that too. Yeah.
And I don't know this, obviously, but Mark Summers actually seems like, to me, like a genuinely cool guy,
100%. Oh yeah, 100%. He's super cool. I mean, like, he seems really chill and like a really.
Yeah. And he always made the contestants feel like welcome, and like they're having fun.
Oh yeah, super affable.
Which is, I think what a game show host should do.
Oh yeah,
Any good host.
But then Jalu brought in Wayne Brady, and I think Wayne Brady is a.
Well, so he does what the new Let's Make a Deal. Is that what he hosts?
Let's Make a Deal. Yeah, he does Let's Make a Deal.
I haven't really seen him on that. I'm still going Mark Summers all the way for host. Now, I will say, I think Wayne Brady is one of the most multi-talented people in the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
He does everything, man. Like he's hosting, he's improv comedy, he's singing. His singing blows me away. The way he does the improv singing.
The singing
and he can do like any style of music.
Oh yeah. Oh man. He again watching those clips, and they would throw him. They would just throw him random stuff, and he would just like that, just get it, and it's brilliant.
Absolutely. In the chat, Chalu says, "Great singing. I'm coming back for more in later episodes."
All right.
Oh, great! Now we're gonna have to sing some more in other ones.
Now we're expected to see. I know, right? On an episode we don't actually have actual singers. We sang on an episode without actual
That's right.
singers.
I was just thinking of that. Because who wants to see the good singers sing? Let's just have Francis and Jeff do it.
Yeah.
Tammy just joined us. She says, "Sorry, I'm late. Checking out a couple of Jedi princess costumes I bought for my daughter. I'll have to alter a bit, but great buy." Hey, that's nice.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you got to get ready for Rise of Skywalker for sure.
Oh yeah, they're probably going to wear them when they go see it.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's tomorrow night. It comes out, right? That's right.
Yes. Yeah. My 9:45 tickets are ready to go.
All right.
Or tickets. Yeah.
You should, while you're waiting in the theater before the previews, you should sing some Carmen Sandiego song.
Oh yeah.
See if you get the whole theater to do it. Like, what does this have to do with Star Wars? Like, just wait. There's gonna be a cameo of Carmen in the movie.
You do realize when I cosplay as Carmen, I have to probably sing the theme song in the Carmen outfit.
Oh, all right, dude. I'll join it. We'll have to get at least 2 other people, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think there's 4 or 5 in Rockapella.
There's 5 of them, but of course, you know which one. I'll be the deep voice guy.
Yeah, you'll be the deep voice.
Yeah.
So we need to get a high voice person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's Mark's.
Well, he just joined us. That's perfect. Guess what, Marks? He said, "I'm just stopping by quick to say hello, but said I can't stick around. Sorry I missed out on the singing." Well, Marks, apparently You are now our
You're our
soprano or alto
Yeah.
version of our rockapella group at
Yeah.
Comic Cons. Congratulations.
Oh man, that's really funny.
Jalou says Scenes from a Hat was one of the best games on Whose Line. Yeah, they did that one a lot.
Love Scenes from a Hat.
All right. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah, well, man, we can just talk
I know
about
there's
this.
too much going on. A lot going on.
All right.
Let's
Time to do our first game. This is called Make an Awesome Movie Even Better. This is where we take a famous scene from a famous movie, and we perform that scene, but we do it with weird accents that would not originally be in this scene.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a scene from Die Hard, because of course Die Hard is the best Christmas movie ever. That's what it is. So we're going to do the scene where, okay, so the scene ends with the most famous line in that movie. I'm sure you know what it is.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to play John McClane. Francis will play Hans Gruber. We need some accents from you. I mean, I had some in mind, but we want to also get some suggestions from you.
Yeah.
What was that? Are you
No, go on.
Hans Gruber? Is that what you're doing?
No, Hans Gruber, yeah.
Can I hear it again?
Where are the detonators?
That's not bad. So give us some suggestions for accents for either character. It could be just throwing some accents that obviously would be very out of place in Die Hard.
Yeah.
They can be actual real accents. They can be, I don't know, stuff like robot or pirate or stuff like that too, you know.
Or if there's a character that has a particular type of accent, you know, give us that, which Victor did.
Yes. So he says Snoopy Doo. I'm assuming he meant
Snoopy
Doo.
Yeah.
But Snoopy Doo is even better.
Sure, yeah. You can use Snoopy Doo.
So Chris says a Southern. Liz is a Klingon.
Oh, gee. I mean, it just Worf.
You just say comply after every line.
I know. I could just do a Worf, you know. I am not a married man.
That's a great line. By the way, Mark says, what would the band name be that we're forming here, Francis? And Tammy suggested Super Boyed Up. Like a boy band, you know, like a boy band.
I know, but yeah.
I love it. Francis doesn't like it, but I love it.
Guide, maybe Super Guide Up, so we can keep the SGU.
I don't know. I like Boyed Up too, like
The
Super Boy.
Oh God, is that how we announce ourselves?
Yes. Ariella suggests Scottish and German.
Yeah, German.
That was good. Let's see. Jalou, who wants to play Shirley Temple from Fort Apache? Lizzie, Mrs. Doubtfire, British nanny.
Hello.
I'm trying to think how it goes. Yeah.
Oh my God, Mickey Mouse. Oh man.
See, that's the problem, man. You can do anything. You can do anything. Any accents.
Oh man, my kingdom to be able to do Darkwing Duck. That would be amazing. But it's sadly.
Is that the only one you can't do?
Well, I can't do it because he has a very his cadence is higher, and mine I stick to lower registry. But there's Dracula.
Dracula from Tammy, yeah. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Marx's because it's in my wheelhouse.
Cajun.
Cajun. It says I do a French. This is basically it'll be my French as a Cajun accent. What do you want to do?
Let's see. Which one
would be the funniest?
I know which one made me laugh. I don't know.
Mrs. Doubtfire would be good, I think.
Very good. Tammy suggested C-3PO, but I don't know about that one. Oh dear. Oh.
That'd be funny too.
Let's see.
I think. Oh, okay. Well, he is actually German, so we won't do that one.
Yeah, you can't do the German. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could do a ridiculous German, I suppose.
I could do the Hans Gruber. Who's the Schnitzel? Yeah.
All right, you want to do Mrs. Doubtfire?
Hello.
Okay.
I'll be that. Yes, definitely. Oh.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. By the way, listeners says I think the name of the band should be Freff and the Freffertons.
Well, yeah. No. I mean, Marx is in it, so we'll have to be the.
Well, that's the Freffertons. Oh, well, the Trefetons are everybody else.
Oh, preferences every. Okay, yeah. Oh, they're the and the rest of Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the two most important ones. Come on.
Right.
We're obviously the best singers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Timberlake and JC in sync.
Wow. Oh, wow. You're Timberlake, by the way.
Oh shit! I was gonna give you Timberlake. Okay, all right, thank you. That's right. All right. Let's bring the scene up here.
I have it.
So we're gonna. This is the Die Hard scene. This is basically where they're talking on walkie-talkies. This is where basically Hans first finds out where McClane first reveals to Hans he's got one of the walkie-talkies.
Oh boy!
And Hans is trying to figure out who the hell this is. So I'm doing John McClane with a Cajun style accent, and Francis is doing Hans Gruber with as Mrs. Doubtfire. All right.
All right, and I guess we're starting.
Take it away.
I told all of you I want radio silence until further.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Hans. I did not get that message. Maybe you should have put it on the bulletin board. I figured since I waxed Tony and Marco and his little friend here, I figured you and Carl and Franco might be a little lonely, so I wanted to give you a call.
Oh, how very kind of you. I assume you are the mysterious party crasher. You are most troublesome for a security guard.
Sorry, Hans. That is the wrong guess. Would you like to go for double jeopardy? When the stores can really change.
Who are you, then?
Oh, I am just the fly in the ointment, Hans. The monkey in the wrench. The pain in the arse.
Mr. Mystery Guest, are you still there?
Oh, of course I am still here. Unless you want to open the door for me. See me play.
Oh, I'm afraid not. You have me at a loss. You know my name, but who are you? Just another American who saw too many movies as a child? Another orphan of a bankrupt culture? Who thinks he's John Wayne, Rambo, Marshall Dillon?
Oh, I was always kind of partial to Ron Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Oh, yippee-ki-yay, a motherfucker!
Yes.
All right, there we go, folks. So we got a lot of LMAOs and ha-has in the chat. Tammy says Jean-Claude Van Cajun.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, man.
They said, what in the world?
You want to fight? I'll fight you. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, with all due respect, that is the most ridiculous Cajun accent I've heard. For $1 billion points for trying, Jeff.
Yeah. With points don't matter.
So Chris is actually from Louisiana, so he would know what he's talking about. Yeah, just so you know, folks, and Chris, when I do these, I do super over the top. So please forgive me. I'm not trying to do an accurate impersonations of any of these regional dialects. So no offense is intended. I just make them because that's the only way I can do accents. Is I just make them totally over the top.
Yeah, you got to take it that next step.
Yes, thank you for the $1 billion points, Chris.
Thanks. Yeah, that's awesome.
By the way, I found some stuff out as I was researching the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I found like an older draft of the script online, and then I actually watched the scene and I changed the dialogue to fit what they actually said.
Oh, sure.
And mostly it was the same. So
yeah.
It's interesting on that his yippee ki line. First off, it was originally written as yippee yay, motherfucker.
Yippee yay! Ugh.
In the second draft, at least.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. Oh, and Chris is putting yippee ki in the chat, and he actually even bleeped himself out, and YouTube still flagged that I had to approve it.
Oh wow! Look at you, censorship.
But you know what's interesting? And I listened to this like 1,000,000 times last night to get it right. Everything I looked online, and what I've always said is yippee ki yay. motherfucker.
It is yippee-ki-yay, yeah.
But he says yippee-ki-yay. He doesn't say
Oh.
yippee-ki-yay. He actually, and I kept listening to it to make sure. He says yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's gotten this wrong.
Sure.
And I even put yippee-ki-yay online, and everything was yippee-ki-yay. Like everything says yippee-ki-yay, and I've always said it that way.
Maybe it's his New York
accent. It makes
accent.
more sense. Yippee-ki-yay, actually, I think is more of the actual saying. To be honest with you, we've just
Yippee-ki-yay?
Yippee-ki-yay. That's like a cowboy thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. Definitely.
So I was just blown away by that. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe all this time we've been saying it. It's like actually slightly incorrect.
Well, I think he says it the wrong way in like one of the later films, though.
Oh, he says.
I think he says.
He actually. Wait, do they reuse that line in another versions of it?
Well, they do it in 3, and they do it in 4, but he doesn't. You know, it's. I think the 4th one was like PG-13, so they talk over him saying "motherfucker," so he doesn't hear that. And I think he says it again. I haven't seen the 5th one. I have no idea if he does the 5th one.
But I mean, it's so close. It was so hard to tell the yay and yay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Again, it's his accent.
What? His accent?
His New York accent.
Yeah, Tam, you got it. Yippee-ki-yay. That's the way it is. That's the way he says it.
Oh, yeah.
I also, you know what's funny? Like, I'm so used to people, like, screaming it. He actually says it pretty softly. Because, because the elevator's coming and he's trying to be quiet. So
yeah,
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure he yells it in other movies. I'm pretty sure he yells it.
But the first one is the only one I remember it from, so.
Yeah.
That's what made it famous.
Oh, yeah.
I think people just like to yell it because it's cool.
Yeah. It's a great thing to yell out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see in the chat. Chris has said, "It's okay, Jeff. Totally over the top is fine. You did a great job. Thank you, Chris."
Yay.
That's what I like to do when I do when we do our RPG performances. I like to do that accent for my characters.
For sure.
Let's see here, and then Jalou said, "Super Geeked Up, where the hosts make things up and the points don't matter." That's right, just like Who's Line.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. that's fairly accurate.
Tammy says she grew up with rodeo people, so she's confirming the yippee-ki-yay. Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah.
This
isn't her first rodeo.
Does when he's not, saving the world. He's in rodeo.
Exactly. or seducing that. I can't remember the actress's name in Moonlighting.
Oh, Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil Shepherd. There you go. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man! That was before Die Hard, man. I watched Moonlighting.
Yeah, so I was watching that too as a kid. I think I was too young for that show, but I watched it anyway.
That was a fun show.
Yeah. Since we're talking about the 80s in a minute here, so
yeah, oh yeah, man, that's perfect time. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna get to that right now. Well, just in a minute anyway. Let's just share some links real fast. If you don't know, Francis, you want to tell them where they can check you out?
Hey, yeah, look, we're doing a 2020 or 2019 and like decade retrospective on the Online Friends Simulator. So if you're interested, that episode will be out next week for the holidays as my gift to you all. So you can find that at sinceresarcasm.net. And I am on the social medias as AKA the other guy because I'm the other guy.
All right, he is. And of course, folks, Super Geeked Up is where you can find us online and here on YouTube. And this is our Patreon page, patreon.com/supergeekedup. Thank you so much for people who are already supporting us, like Victor and Francis here. We really appreciate your support. And if you're able to, any amount is super helpful. And then, of course, if you want to sign up for an email list and get some free RPG books from Evil Hat Productions and Super Knocked Up digital comic, you can text SGU to 22828. It's on your screen right now. All right, there you go. All right. Oh, people are just saying how they enjoyed Moonlighting in the chat.
Yeah.
It was a really good show. It's good. Also good. Like it was just like kind of more lighter, fun, romantic comedy type show. It's nice.
Well, they had a lot of those during that time, I think.
Yeah, I missed that stuff, man.
Yeah. Sadly, everything's now super.
I know. That's why I don't like all the darkness.
Very dark.
So, by the way, Mark's asked, "Who is the guy?"
No,
you're the other guy.
Well, everyone else is the guy.
You're always the other guy.
Always the other guy. Yeah. I don't know. Look, I'm more than happy to. I like being the sidekick or the other guy. I'm perfectly happy with that. It makes life easier.
All right. You're my Ron Stoppable to my Kim Possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or Rufus to my Ron.
I don't want to be naked. I'll be Ron to your.
You'll be a mole rat, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hey, and I get nachos all day, so that's okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, your pants do fall down every episode, but
Yeah.
that's okay. You got boxers on. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Tammy mentions Remington Steele. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Named my cat Remington Steele, actually.
That's nice.
God,
I'm trying to remember. Was he a spy on that?
Oh yeah, he was. He was
I know that stopped him from being James Bond earlier in the day, like when Timothy Dalton took over, because he had obligations to Remington Steele.
He was Bond before Bond.
Well, not before Bond.
Well, before he was Bond.
Before he was Bond, yeah. Not before Bond existed.
Not before Bond existed, yeah. That'd be impossible because he wasn't born when Bond existed.
Yeah. Oh, Tammy says, Rufus! Yeah, dude, I'm on a total Kim Possible kick now, man. I'm on actually last season 4 right now. I've been watching all of them on Disney Plus again, rewatching them. I love that show so much. It's so good. It's also really helpful because I'm writing a superhero short film now, and like that vibe is really helping me because that's the kind of vibe I'm kind of going for while I'm writing.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Excuse me.
Ariella says, speaking of 80s shows, I watched Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, the original with Linda Hamilton.
Ron Perlman as the Beast.
It was Ron Perlman, and Linda Hamilton, I know, was Beauty.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was great.
Oh, Tammy says he was more of a con man on Remington Steele.
Oh, okay.
He's like the roguish kind of guy then, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris says they got rid of a great show earlier this year that was like Remington Steele and Moonlight. It was called Whiskey Cavalier. Should have never canceled it. Stupid ABC.
First off, that's an amazing name for a show. Whiskey Cavalier. That is awesome. Oh, man. I was jealous.
So Jellu says, but if he is Ron and Jeff is Kim, then you two end up in a, what is this?
Yaoi relationship is
yaoi?
It's a manga of men on men love.
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah, manga of men on men love. Yeah.
And I'm actually on that right now in the last season. Well, actually in the movie, Kim Possible movie, but then just right before the last season, they do hook up, Kim and Rom.
Really? I had no idea.
Most of the time. So here's what happened, and I actually had to read it back up on this.
Okay, please.
Because it helps. Because otherwise, you actually wind up watching stuff in the wrong order. They did 3 seasons of Kim Possible. Then they did Kim Possible So the Drama, which was the Disney original movie.
Okay.
That was intended to end this show.
Oh. Okay.
And the way that ends. All right, sorry. Whatever. I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but we just already talked about it, so it's already been spoiled.
Yeah, and it's also fairly old.
Yeah, it is at this point. Kim and Ron at the very end of that movie go to the prom together and they kiss.
Oh, that's
and it's on that kiss, and then the sign outside the school, which always had funny message, says the end, and it's actually a really sweet, nice way to end. So then Disney said, "Hey, guess what, guys? We're actually going to give you another season." After they did that.
Oh man, ruined a good thing, did they?
So then I'm in the 4th season now, and then they oh shit, we got them together at the end of the movie, so they got to be together.
So they
kept them as a couple.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think it lasts for the whole season. I'm only like 8 episodes into the 4th season. I'm trying to remember, but I think they stay it that way.
Okay. They always say that once you put the couple together, that's when the show gets ruined.
Yeah.
But...
Well, that's why it was smart that they saved it for the end of the movie, which was supposed to be the end. But they're actually making it work quite well, I feel. They made it work quite well still. Which is right. Not it was hard to do, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
Ronnie keeps sitting in a tree. K-I-S as ING.
Yeah.
Lizzie says, I remember the fans begging for that. Well, that's the thing. You're right. The fans always beg for that, but a lot of times you're right. It actually ruins the thing.
Yeah.
Like I think with Felicity, I think it actually ruined things.
Right.
I know a lot of people loved it, but I didn't.
But I mean, also
Over on Arrow, folks, I'm talking about if you don't watch that.
I was also thinking with Kim Possible, like they really didn't set it up as like he was interested in her. I don't remember really him being really all that interested in her.
So most of the time, no.
Yeah.
They had either her, like, they didn't do much with the romance, but occasionally her or he would have like different guys or girls they had a little interest in, right? At least in the 3rd season, though, they do hint at it. They do this one episode where. Sorry, what'd you say?
That's because they're leading to that finale.
Yeah,
though,
you're right. And the one episode, Shigo and Kim get these modulators, I think they're called. They change people's moods attached to them, and they don't realize it.
Sure.
And it's randomly like making them like really angry or loving or crying. And Ron has no idea what's going on with Kim. He doesn't understand. And at one point, it gets switched to where she falls in love with him.
Oh.
So they actually kiss that episode for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Nothing happened because, it wasn't. But that kind of makes Ron start to think about it. And he has this whole thing about like, oh, well, it's not like I never thought about it, but I don't want to ruin our friendship, and all that stuff. He's talking to Rufus about that.
Oh, of course. Of course. His confidant Rufus, who can definitely give, dating advice.
Actually, Rufus is a really smart guy, man. Or well, more that. He actually does give great advice.
Oh, man.
All right, there you go. This became a whole Kim Possible segment.
Yeah, there you go. Kim Possible.
Mark had asked if I had watched the live action Kim Possible, which is from earlier this year, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to have someone tell me if they've seen it and what they think, because I think it looked terrible, and that's why I refuse to watch it, because I don't want the series. I love the animated series so much, I don't want to tarnish it with a goofy live action thing. I think it's a hard thing to pull off live action, that show. I think a lot of animated shows are.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why, you animate in the first place, because it's hard to do in live action. And yet here we are, Disney trying to live action every animated.
You're right. They're doing live action to everything.
Even though apparently Mulan looks really good. So, I hold on to the hope that we'll have a really good live action remake.
Tammy says, yeah, putting the couple together reduces the tension.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Mark says Ron was a teenage boy. He thought about it. LOL.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was a Disney cartoon. He's a Disney teenage boy.
That's true. Yeah. And actually, I will say though, Ron was much more interested in nachos and eating nacho than girls most of the time. Like, Ron was the clueless one where he didn't really realize when girls liked him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And Tammy says Rufus the Love Doctor. That's right.
All right.
Actually, if you ever watch the movie, it's super cute when Rufus, his reaction to them getting together and kissing. It's like priceless.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Right. Jalou says, right, Marks? I mean, Kim was a hottie and so out of Ron's league.
Yeah, that's kind of another thing I thought too. I'm like,
But that's what we like seeing, man. We like seeing geeky guys do that because it gives us hope.
Yeah. I get you, man. I get you.
In the last season, Ron does become a star on the football team, though.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know it seems weird, but what they do is he said, "Who knew all my running away from villains would pay off?"
Okay, that's funny. That is funny.
So I think it's because they do that. I accept it. It's funny.
Ooh, okay, they saved themselves
because nobody could catch him because he has such endurance from running all the time.
God. Anyway.
I still gotta watch that video. Thank you about them making the Naco, the two actors, Christy Cross Romano and Will Friedle.
Well, I love that this whole middle section is just all Kim Possible. I really love it. Like, so random.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for I don't know, whatever, putting up with that.
We always go for the thing that Jeff loves. Remember, it's always we either pit them against each other in like battle, or we talk about it ad nauseum. It's great.
Oh, thank you. Well, yes, I do love Kim Possible.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about things that were before Kim Possible, which is back in the 80s. So anyway, I found folks that like when I go to Comic-Cons or other places, that a lot of places are doing these 30-year retrospectives, like let's look back at 1989 because it was 2019. Let's reminisce of all the stuff that was going on then. So as we're about to go to 2020, I expect we're going to move into the 90s probably with these retrospectives, which is fine. But let's take one last look at the 80s then. Well, not last look. I'm going to talk about the 80s all the time because it's my favorite.
I was going to say,
it's not going to be the last look at all.
For a while.
I'm going to talk about every show. But let's do a whole segment on it. So we want to know your favorite thing about the 80s. And this could be a whole gamut of things. It could be the movies you love, the shows. We talked a lot about toys or game systems, technology, anything really. Fads, fashion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll pull off right now the Walkman, Sony Walkman. That was like, I love that in the 80s, man. It was the first iPod, really, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure. It was, before we had the quote unquote non-skippable CD players, we had cassette players. We had cassette tapes that would, in my experience being a child, often got tangled up in the machine and ripping, which was awesome.
But then sometimes you could just wind it back and it would still be okay.
Yeah, usually. But the best part about the 80s was the mixtape. Like, you can create a mixtape.
Yeah, I had the boombox or stereo. Like, if you had the 2 decks, right? Then you could do yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I had one with a little mic that was attached to the stereo, and I would do. Okay, I'm gonna confess something that is embarrassing, but here it goes. So when I was like 10, well, maybe younger than that, because it was still, early 80s, but I guess I had watched Johnny Carson, and I had like a weird Johnny Carson impression that I did. Okay. I would record it on the cassette tape and do interviews with celebrities on cassette tape, played for my parents as a child. What was wrong with me? I don't know.
I think that's great, man. Hey, my sister and I, we like one time pretended we were like the DJs of this radio show, and we did stuff like that, interviews and stuff.
That made more sense, though. I think that made
wait,
sense.
Who was the guest then? Did you play the guest, or your parents were the guests?
I played the guests. I would play the guests.
Okay, so now you have to do your Johnny Carson for us.
Oh, I don't remember how to do it. But one of my guests I did do was Ronald Reagan as the president. He would come in and he would talk to Johnny. My wife.
What? That's good. What did Carson say? Like, that's really big stuff or something? What was some of his lines?
Really big shoe.
Really big shoe. That's it. Yeah.
But I was more of what was it? Who's his partner?
Ed McMahon. That's the one I could used to do.
Hi-yo! Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, damn, I used to do McMahon. I'm trying to think what else he said. Yes, sir, or something like that, right? Or did he?
Oh yeah. Well, the bit that I did was the one with he would put the envelope to his head and say, the punchline of the joke first before ripping it open and telling you what the joke was. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. So I'm gonna super geeked up, and then whatever. But yeah, man, it's been a while.
Some of those like retro TV stations that you can get over the air now, they actually show Carson's old shows now.
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah. I should watch that because I used to watch him all the time.
Weird. Actually, I never did really watch him. I didn't get into it till Leno took over. So yeah, so it's actually interesting looking back, and particularly seeing like some of these stars super young and stuff.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I didn't sleep when I was like 8 or 9.
I guess not, man. You were up late.
Late.
Let's see what else people are saying here. And we got a lot more to share.
So much stuff.
Oh, boy, God. Yeah, what is it here? Fisher Price record players, what Chris says.
Tim Burton's Batman, Victor says, the movie was so amazing for the time. A real dark hero movie done with respect to the character.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Lizzie says, Captain N, the Game Master, Super Mario Brothers, Super Show, Legend of Zelda, those cartoons ruled. Yeah, so I'm just going to say Saturday morning cartoons in general is what I loved about the 80s. Many amazing 100. Cartoons, right? Smurfs and Amazing Spider-Man, and I don't know what else was on.
Oh, they had tons. Gummy Bears was mentioned, right? And then Snorkels. Well, Snorkels was 90s,
yeah, I love Gummy Bears. That's my favorite. I think Jalou mentioned that one, yeah. So Snorkels was a ripoff of the Smurf, just underwater.
Yeah, exactly. But I believe that was more 90s than it was 80s, I think.
It might got started in the 80s, though.
It might have started in the 80s, yeah.
But yeah, dude, I so miss Saturday morning cartoons. Like, I would honestly, from 6:30 a.m. to like noon just about, that's all I did. I just sat on the couch and watched
100%. That's how you spent your Saturday mornings. And I always was upset when a show would go away and a new one would replace it on something that I watched regularly. I'm like, what? This is wrong. And I would be really upset for that. But oh my God, there were so many types of cartoons. I mean, what else?
But also, even the cartoons, there would also be cartoons every day after school, like G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah,
right? That's like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, that kind of stuff. Like,
They knew when the kids were coming home, and they're like, these kids need to be entertained before dinner. Let's do the Darkwing Duck. Let's do the DuckTales. Let's do the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Let's do Tailspin. Let's get them inundate them with Disney. Yes, Lizzie, Muppet Babies. Exactly. Like those things. Let's just toss them at these.
Chris, by the way, tells me the line from Ed McMahon. You are correct, sir.
Oh, yeah, you are correct, sir.
That's what he would always say.
Hey-o!
Jalou has a lot of things here.
All
People
right.
Power Revolution, the downfall of F. Marcos, Ronald Reagan, the fall of the Berlin Wall, Robotech, Micro Machines, Star Trek Next Gen, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Man, nice.
Yes. I remember weirdly enough, I remember the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Oh, yeah, man. I was I think I was a freshman in high school.
Robotech was. Oh yeah, you were. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I remember that, but yeah, Robotech was my first anime. I don't know if you did. You watch Robotech,
I watched
right?
Robotech, yeah. I started lately to rewatch it again. But yeah.
87 was Star Trek: The Next Generation. I watched that regularly as a child. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
By
I
the way,
never.
talking about after school stuff, I had to look some of this stuff online just to refresh my memory. But after school specials, you remember?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, there was the I am a bale. I am only a bale. Those cartoons with the
Yeah, yes. But I'm talking about like the live action after school.
live
Like,
action stuff. Right. Yeah.
it's funny. One of them on the site I looked up, I didn't realize it was like Michelle Pfeiffer and Val Kilmer and a couple other stars were all in one together. Yeah,
Kidding.
when they were really young. Or like
I think it was too young for those.
you probably
After school
were, yeah.
specials.
But they
Yeah.
were like I'm trying to remember, but I think they were kind of like very dramatic or like soap opera almost. I think kind of. Well,
Probably.
they were contained movies though, but they were like they were playing right after school.
Oh man, the good old days.
They're about teenagers and stuff, and.
And then the evening TV, of course, I watched Three's Company.
Oh my God, that's one of the best sitcoms.
Yeah.
John Ritter is an amazing physical comedian.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I didn't understand the whole thing. Like, I was too young to know what homosexuality was, but I just thought it was funny that they were uncomfortable with it. You know? Oh,
So I know it's weird going back to some of those shows and like thinking about today's stuff. Yeah. Tammy says I love my mini skirts and granny boots. Tammy says the Schoolhouse Rock.
wow. Oh, Schoolhouse Rock. That's it. Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
That's
Victor says Doctor Who.
yeah. You had the eighth, sixth, seventh Doctor and eighth Doctor during the 80s, I think. Yeah.
Chris, Sesame Street. Lizzie, Count Duckula, David the Gnome. You can't do that on television. Yeah. Oh, that stuff's great.
Oh man, there was a show called Why Didn't I Think of That, where they would like talk about inventions and stuff, or there was one stupid show where like they would talk about these really impressive things that people did, and one of them that I remember was a guy who can speed read, and I'm like, how do you know he's really speed reading? It was just a guy. It was just a camera on a guy flipping pages of a book, and I'm just like, is that really that impressive? He's just flipping a book, like I guess. Oh man, I wish I could remember the name of that show because it even had a dude eating metal. Like the dude eat metal as a thing. It was weird. Anyway, beside the point. Sorry, it's just like all these 80s shows are like flooding back into my brain of just what I would enjoy as a kid. Oh, so Tammy says sneaking to the clubs to dance all night. So that reminds me of Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Weekends. I watched Soul Train on the weekends. After the cartoons, Soul Train was going on at lunch. Oh man.
Victor says the late night radio show called Art Bell. Mark says G.I. Joe, Yo Joe. Yeah, that was my favorite cartoons. That and Transformers and He-Man. Chris says it might sound strange, you guys, being that I was a kid, but I watched CNN headline news for hours in my living room. Enjoyed watching news. All right, well, you were a very much more informed kid than I was, Chris. So that's good.
Yeah, you were mature, man. You were way mature.
Mark says He-Man is returning on Netflix, by the way. Well,
Yep.
that would make sense because they have already done She-Ra reboot on
They did
Netflix.
She-Ra, yeah.
Well, they better have Orko. That's all I gotta say. Best character in He-Man.
Yes. No, yeah, you have to have Orko in there, at least to some degree. I'm going to see if I can find a TV show that I used to watch as a kid. I wonder if it was an 80s show. It was. Okay. So there was this show in the 80s called The Wizard. And it was this little person who had like a toy shop or something. And he would solve crimes with his friends by using his a variety of toys and gadgets. My favorite show.
Nice. So it's not really the same, but that reminded me of a show called My Secret Identity, where Jerry O'Connell starred in before
Really?
Sliders.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me. Sorry. What I remember is he was a superhero, but he, obviously he was trained to be the secret. Only one guy knew who helped him out.
Sure.
Yeah, he was like his teenage superhero.
I didn't realize that was okay. I must have missed that one because I think it was Silver Spoons or something during that time.
Well, I watched that too.
Different Strokes, yeah. Oh man, there's so many 80s shows, so many good 80s shows.
Oh, Tammy says Battle Cat is greater than Orko. Well, Battle Cat's cool, but Orko.
I mean, well, yeah. Well, Battle Cat you can't compare Battle Cat to Orko, really.
Well, I'm not. That's what I know. That's cool. She likes that. Orko's that's funny,
cool
man.
too,
Orko's the Ron Stoppable of the He-Man universe, all right?
Oh, I would actually say that. Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Oh, Rufus, maybe. Well,
I
no,
was
but
thinking.
Ron was the goofy one always messing up, and that's what Orko did.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Tammy also says Top Gun. Great choice. Lizzie Howard the Duck. Oh, Tammy says My Secret Identity was great. Yeah, someone also watched it. Awesome.
Oh God.
Oh, let's see here. Something about and the ending lessons afterwards, and it's spin-off Starcom. I'm trying to. Mark had mentioned something.
Starcom.
Oh, was
Starcom.
that GI Joe? Because GI Joe had the ending. Now you know, and knowing's half the battle. They're less than PSAs basically.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what Starcom is. That's interesting. So you know what I also loved about the '80s, and all these are awesome choices by the way, folks. Ariel says Night Court and Ghostbusters. Hell yeah.
Night Court. God.
I actually just love that there were arcades, and you can go to arcades and play video games all day long, and they only cost a quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Like the most expensive game you played was 50 cents, and that was it. And it was usually like Afterburner because we're in the car.
And I know you can still find arcades in certain areas that are like Dave & Buster's and stuff. It's just not the same as like, I don't know what I mean. Like it's just going to an actual just arcade. That's all it is, and finding them like in every mall pretty much, or you could always find one.
Yeah, they have nickelcades now where you like pay, an entry fee and then every game's just a nickel, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
But
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good way to go back. And then like Las Vegas has the pinball museum. So if you were a pinball guy like me, a ton of pinball games. But yeah, arcades were the best. Oh my God, they were everywhere.
I know. I miss those, man.
I do too. And you're right. It's either Dave & Buster's or you might find the occasional.
You can back where I'm from, upstate New York, and an area called Lake George, which is like a resort kind of area. There's still like 2 or 3 arcades along the main strip actually, which is awesome.
There you go. Yeah, we have there's actually an arcade near me that's part of a mini golf place and like a go-kart place. It's all in one thing.
That's where you can find them still a lot of times, those go-kart mini golf places, yeah.
Yeah.
But man, if I pass an arcade, I pretty much got to go in it.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. Yeah. Even if I don't play anything, I just got to go in and look at all the games. You got to look at the games.
Mark says Starcom, the U.S. Space Force.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Was
it a G.I. Joe spinoff?
It looks like it was maybe not G.I. Joe spinoff, but it looks like, well, I guess it was a G.I. Joe spinoff because it looks like like G.I. Joe but in space. So
God, I can't believe I didn't know about this. That's crazy that I didn't know. I gotta go watch this. I gotta find this. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Julu and Marks. I also, by the way, love how Marks always says, "I only be here for a second, guys," but we rope him in.
See, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to scare him off.
I don't want to either, right? Because I was like, "Oh, damn it, I better leave."
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, I said I was going to leave.
That's the power of our geeky, zany discussions.
We're so attractive.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
People are mentioning like Days of Our Lives, The General Hospital, Family Matters, Transformers animated movie, Perfect Strangers with Balky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Balky, yeah, Balky Bartakumus, yeah.
Yeah. All right, now let's see. You know what? Also, I was thinking about is lunchboxes.
Oh my
God! You take your lunch in a lunchbox, and you can still find a lot of these like vintage lunchboxes nowadays in stores.
But they're vintage.
Yeah, but I'm like, even they're making modern ones, but they're like going back. They're like the old ones, right?
Sort of. I mean, I don't really see them as often.
Like the American Nostalgia store I took you to, they had a couple Star Wars.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, those places do definitely, but I'm just like, you don't actually find a lot of lunchboxes anymore, which makes me sad.
No, nobody used them. But back in the day, that's how you took your lunch to school, man.
Mm-hmm. With a thermos. You had a little thermos. It was always themed, right?
Yeah, you got your favorite, like whatever, My Little Ponies or G.I. Joe or Star Wars or He-Man or whatever you wanted.
And you also said goodnight, Ariella.
Oh yes, yes. Thank you, Ariella, for watching. Victor says I have duct taped Mark's paw to his chair. He can't leave. Oh, that's why. Okay, good. Good job, Victor.
Appreciate it. Oh yeah, looking out for us.
Let's see. What else about the 80s? I'm trying to look. I made some notes.
There's a ton of stuff. Like,
I know. We talked about some of it already, like the Nintendo systems, right, and all those stuff.
Sure.
And the Cabbage Patch Kids we talked about.
Yeah, then there was the leg warmers that were super popular.
Yeah, parachute pants you'd mentioned before.
Mullets was a thing back then.
When I was looking online, I kept thinking wrist slaps. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember the wrist slaps, and then they got rid of them because it kept cutting kids'
Oh
wrists.
shit, you're right. That's dangerous.
It was dangerous, and they're back now. They're actually back now, but they're made of much better material.
Safer? Okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah,
you know what also existed? Video stores.
Oh God, Blockbuster. Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
that was the advent of video stores because with the VHS.
Yeah,
VCR got invented.
Oh my God.
And that's why video stores became thing.
Were you a part of the VHS Betamax wars? Like, did you choose between?
No, that was, I think, too early for me because I was just a kid.
Wasn't it 80 still? Oh, yeah, because I had a friend of mine.
Right? So I wasn't really buying the stuff then. I had VCRs. I never had any Betamax. But was that like a Blu-ray versus HD, whatever the hell it was called?
HD DVD, yeah, it was.
Betamax was just like another tape-based system. Cassette.
It was the superior tape system to VHS, actually. Like, Betamax actually had the better quality, the better audio, the better everything. I had a friend who actually owned a Betamax thing and showed me a Bruce Lee movie.
Showed you? He's Jet Li, great.
Could be Jet Li too. I mean, he was
Bruce
doing
Lee movie.
Yeah, he showed me Enter the Dragon, I think. And it was on a Betamax, and the machine was weird. It was a really weird-looking machine, and it was great. It was really cool to see it.
The tapes bigger or smaller or what?
They were smaller. They're actually smaller. But this was back in like 88, 87, 88. But yeah, that was really cool to see. And then of course VHS won because porn. But moving on.
Oh, is that why? That's usually the reason, actually, why one of those things wins over the other. It's not necessarily the better quality one.
Exactly. It's whatever that industry ends up picking up. So, yep. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jala's bringing up something, the Apple II in every classroom with Oregon Trail. Yes. It's
so weird. I never played Oregon Trail when I was a kid, I don't think.
I didn't either, but I played the spelling games, like the ones that taught me how to spell or how to type. Those are the games.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tammy says Goonies never die. That's right. And then Julie says, and the Truffle Shuffle.
Oh God, yeah, the Truffle Shuffle. Oh, 100.
Chaz says Commodore computers. Yeah, I had a Commodore 64 was my first computer. I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could do the cartridges for the games. You could do the cassette player, which I had, and then finally they had a disc drive too for games.
It took them a while, but yeah.
But it's just great. You're playing a cassette tape that plays a game. It's so good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And by the way, you'll go from that, and now we're talking about the Xbox Series X with no loading screens. We're like, wow, what a difference, huh?
Well, technically, cartridges didn't have loading screens either.
You're right. Cartridges don't. You're right.
Yeah,
they just went right into it, right?
Yeah. So when CDs came out, that was when loading screens happened.
You're right. You're totally right. But the thing is, like cartridges, they were limited at a certain point of how much they could store on it, right?
That's why they only went to 16-bit. When you wanted to go 32, you had to go disc.
That's right, because they couldn't do the graphics that they wanted and stuff, right?
Exactly. That's why their Saturn was a disc, and like they had the Sega CD because it couldn't handle all. Yep.
Gotcha. Let's see. I'm just looking at the chat here. Victor said he had his VCR that always blinked 12 o'clock. Yeah.
Of course. Yes. One power outage is all you need, and then you never reset the time.
Jalou, by the way, says Beta is better but more costly, and thus why VHS went out and why the Laserdisc never took off. That was another. Yeah, I mean, cost is probably part of it too. Yes, that's good.
Oh yeah, but also but mini disc too never caught on, which I thought was super cool. Like it's tiny little disc and you can watch TV and movies on, but nope, never.
Laserdisc, you mean?
Mini discs.
Oh, mini discs. Laserdiscs I thought were pretty big actually.
Laserdiscs were huge. They were the size of records.
Like a record, right, or something.
Oh yeah.
Mark says, Goonies is a classic. I have a Goonies shirt, and I had multiple times that teenagers or folks in their 20s said, Goonies never die. Glad the new generation are watching the classics.
Well, I think the parents are forcing them to watch the classics.
Good job. Good parenting. I approve of that.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Chris says, my parents had a stereo cassette player, and when my dad rewound it, I heard them going really fast, and it made me think that I was hearing the Chipmunks. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, remember that? Yeah, please be kind. Please rewind. Right, that was the thing.
Yeah, the Blockbuster or the video store things, right?
They did. They hated that you would, not rewind the videos.
Well, but it is polite to do that for the next person.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, no, of course. Oh man. I mean,
I missed that though. Going to the video store, just looking for movie you wanna.
Yeah.
What was cool is that it's some of the independent stores around me. They actually would carry my movies too.
Oh.
But that was
As
awesome, man.
VHS? Oh, I thought you meant as VHS.
Well,
As
no,
VHS?
well, and DVD,
Oh,
both.
oh wait. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
I'm
mean
like,
the movies I made. I mean the films I made.
okay, okay,
Like
okay.
like if I got to know the owner of the store, right? It's an independent store. He had a section just for like independent stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah.
was cool. Like, and this was later on. Obviously, so DVDs were well out by this point. But so yeah, I put a DVD and a VHS copy in. That was really cool.
Here's a question, real quick, because vinyl has made a comeback in a big. Cassette tapes are now making a comeback. Do you think VHS tapes will ever make a comeback?
Wait, are cassette tapes really making a comeback?
They are. The hipsters are all over cassette tapes right now, thanks to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
So
all
yeah,
right. Well, that makes sense.
yeah.
Um,
So do you think
VHS?
VHS?
No.
Yeah,
And the
no,
reason is the quality is just too bad.
that's true.
I don't
That's
think
true.
anybody can go from their 4K now, right? And or
Uh-huh.
1080 at least, and like they don't think can go down to a VHS.
That's a good point. There's the big difference between audio and video. Like you want the video to be amazing, but audio kind of has that nostalgic factor. When you hear the little clicks or you hear the little things from a vinyl, sometimes when it's dirty, like that adds to the
Right. And
character.
who wants to see tracking on their screen?
Exactly. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me just turn these knobs real quick so I can get the tracking right. The good old days of tracking.
Oh, Chris says, awesome, Jeff. Tell me what was awesome, please, Chris. I'm sorry, we're talking about so much stuff.
I know, right? We're just all over the place. It's
This
great.
is great, man. This is great.
We didn't.
Everything-
We
This is
barely
an
touched.
awesome 80s retrospective.
Yeah, we barely touched video games. We barely touched. I mean, we kind of
We
touched
talked about
fashion.
the video games a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Jello said Weird Al got his launch in the 80s. Like a Surgeon, I love Rocky Road. Well, you said that's your favorite guy to play, right? Is that Weird Al?
He was So on my Spotify 2019, like what artist I played the most, it was Weird Al. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Weird Al.
Let's see. Jello says Red Dawn, Wolverines, what a star-studded cast.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Wolverine, so I'm watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, which is an 80s show, which I watched as a kid. And
Yeah.
as I watch it as an adult, there's a lot of super goofy, ridiculous stuff in this show.
Yeah. Sure.
But as a kid, I loved it.
Yeah.
So I just watched an episode where the X-Men were in it because Firestar and Iceman are part of the X-Men.
Right.
And Wolverine is in this one episode, and I don't understand this. He's Australian.
He's Canadian.
I know.
Australian.
And he's talking with an Australian accent, and I'm like, what is happening? And he's also like kind of just totally incompetent in this episode too. I was like, what version of Wolverine is this?
The bad version of Wolverine.
I could not get over the accent. It was like long before Hugh Jackman, who actually is Australian, who played him.
Right, exactly. An Australian playing a Canadian. Oh man,
It was so weird.
Right.
A lot of the voices are kind of interesting choices.
To be expected, I think. To be expected.
I mean, the Spider-Man voice is great, though. I still love that in that show. I mean, in terms of films, Dirty Dancing I just saw from Chris.
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing's great. Such a cool movie.
Footloose.
Yeah, a lot of dancing movies. You're right.
Dancing movies. A lot of dancing.
Flashdance, right?
Flashdance is another 80s film that was very big. Yeah, go on.
I was just obviously for me, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi were in the 80s are absolutely my favorites.
Yeah.
My favorites of all time. But Back to the Future, of course, from the 80s, right? Another one of my all-time favorites.
Indiana Jones.
Yes,
You know.
Indiana Jones.
I think
somebody mentioned Alien or Aliens. They had mentioned that was in the 80s. That one.
a lot of what we now consider like real pop culture kind of had their impetus in the 80s. Like that's where they were born.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, because I grew up then, obviously that's why it's so important to me. But I really think the 80s is the best decade for entertainment and for a lot of stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think all these classic things that are still like classic today, and they influence so many things, got their start then.
Oh, 100%. And it's when the resurgence comes, it's not gonna be as good, right? Because it lacks that 80s sensibility, right? There's this specific 80s sensibility that comes with a lot of these shows. Like I don't know if you could do was Small Wonder an 80s show or was that a 90s show?
Yeah, I think it was 80s. By the way, sorry, Mark says not everyone Goonies never die. All right, Mark, Goonies never die.
I guess he got out of the binding.
He finally escaped. He
escaped.
snapped. He broke his thumb, like Oliver and Iron.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, he dislocated his thumb so he can get out. Oh man.
Tamia said 80s is totally pop, and we really like to dance in the 80s. Oh,
Well, yeah.
dude, let's talk about that. So first off, all the dances like the Running Man, the Roger Rabbit, all
Roger
these
Rabbit.
dances came out in the 80s, right?
Cabbage Patch.
The Cabbage Patch.
Gotta get the Cabbage Patch. Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's also my favorite music decade. Michael Jackson's my all-time favorite artist. Madonna's number 2 for me. They were that was their prime in the 80s, right? That's when all their famous songs pretty much
oh
came out.
man. No kid. Yeah. And then you had like the police, all that soft rock Police, Rod Stewart,
Brian Adams, yeah.
Brian Adams. Yeah. I mean,
soft rock was the 80s was all about soft rock. The power ballads, right?
Power ballads. Oh my God, power ballads. Exactly.
Or the rock, the guy, the long hair rockers, right?
Sure. You had hair metal. Well, not hair metal.
Hair metal. Or hair rock. How would you?
Yeah, I think they were just called hair rockers or whatever. But yeah, definitely.
Poison, like Warrant, all those bands.
And here's the thing: a lot of that '80s music still holds up.
Dude, like so many of those people now are still touring, and they're sold out their concerts.
Because they refuse to die.
Well, dude, oh my God, that was morbid.
I'm just saying.
I don't want them to die, the people.
No, but they should retire and enjoy.
But here's the thing: there's people who really want it. They're sold out. They're selling out these shows because people really they want this music because they don't, they miss it.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. It's just like, come on,
Thank you, Tammy. She mentioned one of my other favorite artists of all time, Prince.
Prince, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Janet Jackson was amazing.
Janet Jackson, yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, what would Batman '89 be without Prince's music?
What would who?
Batman.
Oh yeah, there's the whole sound. Yeah. He did the whole soundtrack.
Right, exactly. So 80s music is huge, and still holds up. I mean, you can't say the same really for disco. You can't really say the same for folk, '60s folk, but you definitely can say, "Take on Me" is still a thing, and living on a.
Aha! By the way, such a great video.
Oh yeah, so original and often mimicked.
And of course, the music video got created in the 80s.
Exactly, MTV was created in the 80s.
And then of course Michael Jackson, in my mind, with Thriller, totally rechanged the way the music video was done.
Oh, 100, yeah, right. I think the best part about the 80s has to be, aside from the comedies and TV that had that aesthetic, is that the music hasn't died. Never Gonna Give You Up is still being played now as more of a joke, but still.
What is it? Rick
Astley.
Rick Astley. That's a good song though, man. I listen to that when that goes on.
Oh, yeah, it's a great song.
Tammy mentions Joan Jett. Jalou mentions two of my favorites, Debbie Gibson and Tiffany. Oh, can I tell you? I was in junior high. Dude, I had such a crush on Debbie Gibson, man.
Who didn't?
Shake Your Love. That's good stuff.
Oh man.
And then she went on to star in those horrible sci-fi channel movies that she got.
Well, look, we all make mistakes.
Well, I think it was just in fun.
Sure.
Buckaroo Banzai from Lister's Mate.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah. Stadium Rock, Butt Rock. It was called Butt Rock.
I think that's what that was called. Actually, I think he's right.
Stadium Rock.
It's Stadium Rock. Sure. Yeah.
Danger Zone. Yeah, that was a good song. That's from Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Gun. Mm-hmm.
Walk like an Egyptian from Lizzie says that's from the Bengals, another one of my favorite bands of the 80s. Oh, that was another thing. Girl pop rock bands in the 80s were huge.
Yeah.
The Bengals, the Go-Go's.
It's weird that they kind of. Yeah, Bananarama. Yeah. You have Cyndi Lauper. You have the Eurythmics.
Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. Girls Just Want to Have Fun is one of the best songs. Heart was fronted by two sisters.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Heart was amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God, music, man. I mean, we hit the spot when it comes to music.
Jalou says Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Oh my God, you would just listen to that stuff. It was always at night. You'd hear it, and you're just like, okay.
Also says Video Killed the Radio Star. Of course, the first video by the Buggles that was ever played.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah, the very first music video, right?
Second British Invasion. They mentioned the Disney Channel was amazing back in the day. I think that's when it got started too. Was in the 80s, right? Yeah.
I
don't think it was in the Disney Channel. You think it was in the 70s?
Mickey Mouse Club existed when.
Oh, it did. But was there a Disney Channel?
That's a good question.
Because cable didn't exist.
I don't know if cable existed.
Right, well, anyway, Disney Channel was cool then, is what he's saying. I agree.
Yeah, no, for sure. What else here?
Oh, Lister's mate does not like. Francis. What? Take that back, Francis. Peter, Paul,
Here's
and
the
Mary,
funny.
the Smothers Brothers, Arlo, and Woody Guthrie was the best of folk music. He's a huge folk music fan, which
But here's
is
the
cool. That's great.
I actually do love folk music, but you don't hear a lot of it like being redone or remixed into current music and stuff, which is kind of sad because you're right. There's Peter, Paul, and Mary. There's the Kingston Trio, which I think was them, the Mamas and the Papas, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like amazing music back then, but unfortunately, nobody's kind of repurposing it. While 80s stuff,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Love Shack, still a thing.
Which is technically early '90s, but I think
Apparently it's 89.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's 89. Yeah.
Oh, never. All right, I stand corrected. I could have sworn. I thought it was '90s for sure.
Yeah. Well.
Wow, that's a little older than I thought. Then okay.
If it wasn't for the fact that I have it open here, I would have.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. So, good reason.
Have it open right now. But yeah, like that's just so much good stuff.
Chris
so much
says the
good
Disney
stuff.
Channel started April 18th, 1983.
Oh, there you go.
And then
So I'm guessing the Mickey Mouse Club was on just a regular channel then.
yeah,
That
most
makes
of it.
sense.
Tammy says Ann and Nancy Wilson fronted Heart. Yes, I've actually been listening to them lately again. They're awesome. Julie says,
Very
yes,
cool.
the Bangles, Manic Monday. Yeah, that was a good song.
Manic
I
Monday.
wish it was a Sunday.
Oh God, I'm looking at Africa, which made a resurgence this year.
Yeah, which is great because I love that song. Like,
Yeah, Toto's Africa, boom,
such a good
1980.
song.
Pat Benatar's "Love Is a Battlefield," 83.
Oh, Pat Benatar is one of my favorites too.
There's a lot here. There's so much stuff.
They in the movie 13 Going on 30, which I love, they use a lot of Pat Benatar songs.
Well, yeah. The only one I remember though is Thriller because they do the dance.
Oh no, well, yeah. What I'm saying, they use that, but they use Pat Benatar's "Love Is a Battlefield" in that.
Oh,
yeah.
Was Max Headroom 80s?
Pretty sure it was.
I think so too.
I think so. Max Headroom.
Yeah, and Mac the Knife for the McDonald's for Big Macs. They had the moon head that was like the mascot for the Big Macs and McDonald's.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. It was weird, but yeah. I mean, I think that's also the dawn of the. No, maybe not. I was gonna say I think I seen the Hamburglar in black and white. But let's see what else is there.
So Tammy is now quoting Love Shack quote lyrics. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Jalou is telling us, yes, that's right. The resurgence of the Mickey Mouse Club had Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. That had so many people who became stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He says Saved by the Bell gave us Mario Lopez. Yeah, and actually Saved by the Bell, which is one of my favorite shows. Actually, '89 I believe is when it debuted. So that is actually just in the '80s.
Was it Miss Bliss? That one with Miss
No,
Bliss?
actually the one we know actually debuted in '89, like the proper Saved by the Bell.
Okay, yeah, because Good Morning Miss Bliss was 88 to 89 on the Disney Channel. There you go.
On the Disney Channel.
88 to 89.
Was that the Disney Channel, the Miss Bliss show?
Apparently, it says Good Morning.
I thought it never aired actually until they showed it as during Saved by the Bell as like a flashback kind of deal.
As rerun. Yeah, I've seen reruns of it. Yeah, Max, but it was also called Saved by the Bell: The Junior High Years.
That's what they retitled it, like after Saved by the Bell had been established, and yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know this. He said Mac the Knight, Lister's mate says, is played by our good friend Doug Jones. It was his first acting role.
That makes sense because it was just again, it was a super tall, like really lanky, moon face, just singing about Big Macs.
Ferris Bueller's Days Off is mentioned by Jalou. Tammy says Dolly Parton was a big crossover artist in the '80s. Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's right. We got a lot of duets in the '80s too, like for like those love songs and stuff.
Oh my God!
People Bryson and other people.
Oh my God! Any Disney cartoons that came out in the '80s that became super big? Can you think of like Disney animated films that were big? Can you think of any?
Well, in the very end, of course, Little Mermaid. That was the beginning of their big resurgence of their films.
I was thinking did you ever see Oliver and Company? That was an '80s Disney cartoon.
I know of it. I'm not sure if I've seen it.
I think All Dogs Go to Heaven is also one that's an '80s cartoon. I think so.
Was the Sword in the Stone, or is that earlier?
Sword in the Stone is way earlier. Yeah.
Way earlier. Oh yeah, you're right. Or maybe I'm thinking of something. I thought there was some like sword movie. I don't know.
But I mean, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. And here we go. Black Cauldron was one. Tron.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. I thought Black Cauldron maybe was earlier. Yeah, Black Cauldron was then. Okay.
We forget Tron.
Tron, yeah. Last Starfighter, Victor says.
Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. My God.
Good Morning Vietnam. Well, there was so much awesome because he said Starfighter. So much about sci-fi in the '80s.
Very good sci-fi. Yeah. Wait.
Like so many
What?
Schwarzenegger movies, right? Like Total Recall and Predator and the Terminator started in the
Terminator.
'80s.
And I'm surprised you haven't said Willow yet. Willow
Oh,
8.
yes. Willow. Yes, because usually you freaking make fun of it. Willow was 87.
Stop.
No, 88. Willow was 88. You're right. Yes, Willow was 88. You know what? And I actually was thinking about that because Glenn Greiner, who's a supporter of Super Knocked Up, gave me a link where they're working on supposedly Disney Plus or some kind of Willow series.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty crazy.
And so if they can do it the same quality as they're doing The Mandalorian, I'm going to be all for a Willow series if they do it really well.
I hate to tell you, they're going to do a good job with it. If Mandalorian, well, here's the thing.
Well,
Mandalorian.
but there's lots of stuff that people are rebooting that I do not think is good at all from the 80s.
Yeah. I think Mandalorian's secret weapon is Jon Favreau, though.
Oh, I think. I mean, look, there's a lot of talented people, obviously, in that show. And actually, yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think Favreau's the secret sauce there.
Yeah. Because he was the one, he wrote most of the episodes, I want to say, right? I think
he wrote like the first 3 at least. After that, there's been a bunch of other people writing, I think, as well.
Good.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still like the showrunner of it, so.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if we'll ever get to this next game, but maybe we should go to the next game.
We probably should. Oh, yes, Tammy is quoting Willow. By the way, folks, Willow's one of my all-time favorite movies. So, and the people are saying they're actually, I forgot that actually George Lucas and Chris Claremont, who's a famous X-Men comic writer, they actually wrote Willow novels that took place after the movie back in the late 80s, early sometimes the 90s. I go back and read those because they're saying if they use those, they could have like a Laura Dannon as like an adult now, the baby. Like she'll be in her 30s now, they could totally do that. They could have Warwick Davis possibly back as an older version of Willow.
Is he still acting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I mean, he was in all the Harry Potter movies, and I know those have been away since then, but I think he probably is. Sure. I love Warwick Davis. He's great, man.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You are a great swordsman. Yeah, that's the line.
I'm telling you hit a nerve with the chat room with 80s nostalgia.
DuckTales. Ooh, that's what Lizzie says.
Oh, of course.
Good. I'm actually very an American Tale. Chris says. You guys are making me very happy actually because I love the 80s. So thank you for sharing all your fellow love of the 80s. And I actually we got a good age range here in the chat. It's not all people who grew up in the 80s, but they still enjoy stuff in the 80s. So that's good.
And I really think the 80s overall. Well, 90s is pretty pervasive, but I think 80s is like the second most pervasive decade in current culture right now.
Oh, you think the 90s is the most?
I think the 90s is the most because it did, it introduced a lot of what is currently being, a lot of the rock that is currently being mimicked, and a lot of the movies like The Matrix and things like that have been mimicked. So the 90s actually, built up a lot of stuff, the internet, computers, things like that, while 80s had the rotary phone and the touch-tone phone.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, man, Victor just says the first cordless phone came out.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was a kid, we had a rotary phone.
Mm-hmm. I had a rotary phone, yeah.
Chris has The Secret of Nim, N-I-M-H.
Yes. Yep. Nim is a cartoon, yeah. Great cartoon.
No, Charles Chass says Dragon's Lair, which was a super cool video game.
Amazing. Hard.
I've got a magnet on my fridge of Dragon's Lair, actually.
Such a hard game.
It was really hard, right?
Yeah. Well, because you had to time it right.
It was all reaction time, really, right? And just moving.
It's all. Oh yeah. Oh man. So good. So good.
Chris says, I saw Willow when they screened it for us at school. Okay, well, that's amazing. First off, I wish they showed me Willow in school. Sometimes they gather everyone in the gym and put a TV there to watch movies when we were good or close to the end of the school year. Nice.
Yeah. We ran out of stuff to do.
That's cool, though, man. All right. Yes, I guess we should finally move on to our next game here. I could do the whole show in the 80s. We can technically drop it and keep talking about the 80s and just go to the end. It's up to you, man. No, well, we can still talk about the 80s.
Okay.
But that's tempting though, actually.
I mean, we barely covered the surface really of 80s stuff. It's up to you. I don't mind either way.
All right, well, let's do our last game because we always do 2 games. Let's be consistent. Okay. All right, so Francis, what is this last game we're going to do called?
All right. Well, if you thought our Carmen Sandiego theme was wonderful, well, we're going to do the ridiculous rhyming game right now. We do a scene where we have to speak entirely in rhyme, like Dr. Seuss a little bit here, and we'll get suggestions for holiday themed characters and a scene from you guys, the audience. So right now, tell us anything holiday themed in character or scene, or 80s, I guess, even.
Yeah,
if
I
want
was
to
going
go
to say,
80s.
actually, I think, you know what, let's do 80s too. Let's say, because we were talking all about it. First off,
Do
why don't you give us
80s?
some characters? Give us some 80s characters.
Yeah.
And then we're going to play those characters. So, and then we'll get a kind of a scene suggestion from you guys. And then for some reason, these characters can only speak in rhyme in this scene.
I mean, like Die Hard came out in '88, so I mean, like you can have
Yeah,
'80s holiday themed stuff. That's not
true.
too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna look up '80s holiday movies and see what they have as the big holiday movies of the '80s. Oh wow!
To his Christmas Vacation or something.
Christmas Vacation, Scrooged, Gremlins, Christmas Story, Ernest Saves Christmas.
That's right. Tammy says, "Oh no, a scene in rhyme could be a Die Hard crime." Nice job, Tammy.
Oh, there you go. Are you sure you don't want to play Tammy? You can play.
Chat says Santa Yoda delivering presents. That's good.
Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Oh boy, rhyming as a Yoda is like the hardest thing.
Oh God, you're right. Shit.
That would just be so hard.
Chris says Max Headroom. He also says Teddy Ruxpin.
I don't remember how Teddy Ruxpin sounded though.
Jalou says Chip and Dale. For like Rescue Rangers,
Really? Yeah. Really work on my high-pitched voice here. Oh, man.
Chris says Clark Griswold. Do you know who is that?
Clark Griswold's from National Lampoon.
Oh, was he the Chevy Chase character?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, Jalou says one be Doc and the other be Morty?
Oh, Marty. One be Doc and one be Marty.
I was like,
Back to the Future.
I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But then Morty, I was thinking, what's the show now? Is Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
which
Doc
is
and Marty, right?
Yeah, which is based off that.
Let's why don't we do Doc and Marty?
Great Scott!
All right, I guess you're gonna be Doc then.
Marty, we need to go to the future.
What? That's quite an impersonation. All right, so I guess I'll be Marty McFly, and Doc Brown over here is who Francis will be. Okay, folks. So what are Marty and Doc doing? Give us a scene suggestion.
All right.
What are they doing? Let's see. People are also suggesting about Han and Chewie and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Well, yeah. I mean, technically that's true too. But then
Yeah.
I mean, you can't rhyme that.
How many gigawatts is it?
2.21 gigawatt. No, it's gigawatts. It is gigawatts.
21? Is that what it is?
21 gigawatts.
2.1?
2.21 gigawatts.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's 2.21. Yeah, 2.21 gigawatts. Yep. All right. There you go.
Wow, you're like on every site imaginable apparently right now.
It's just Google. Thank you.
So that's quick, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good suggestions here from listeners, mate. Tammy says Jeff needs to rhyme heavy.
Oh yeah, because that's what he said. Oh, Doc, that's heavy.
Oh shit.
He says heavy a lot.
Like a heavy rhyme. Okay. All right. Yes. Good. I'll do my best to work that in. I know people keep putting Steve Urkel, Starscream. These are all great. But tell us a scene for Doc. We need a Doc and Marty scene. What are they doing? Give us a suggestion for that. I know they're all hyped up on the 80s characters though, which is good.
No, I love it. More of that, please.
Life here, Blair from that. Mrs. Garrett from Facts of Life.
What's the impersonation of Blair from Facts of Life? I mean, look, I guess you take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah.
Right. There you have the Facts of Life.
Right, exactly. Now they're talking about Night Court.
Night Court was the best.
We got them so worked up they can't give us a scene suggestion.
I know. Brent Spiner was the best on there. He was Brent Spiner was he was a hillbilly farmer guy who had something. I don't know. He was talking a really weird Southern accent.
Like one episode, you mean?
Yeah, it was just one episode. Yeah, he was one of the plaintiffs.
Okay, Tammy tells we have to save Einstein's puppies. So Einstein, which was that his dog in the past or the present?
All his dog in the present. He only had one
He
dog.
had different dogs, didn't he? At different times.
He didn't have a dog in the 50s. He had
He
a
only had a
dog.
dog in the present.
Yeah, he only had a dog in the 80s. He didn't have a dog in the future because he wasn't alive in the future. He wasn't alive in 2015. And when he went back to 1885, I don't believe he had a dog. Yeah, he didn't have a dog. He had Clara. Clara! This is my boy, Jules and Vern.
Such I don't know, this impersonation is killing me.
Terrible.
So we save Einstein's puppy, shopping for Christmas presents. They travel in time but find themselves on the set of MASH, dealing with the car being
Toad.
Doc and Marty are looking for an alternative source of power for the DeLorean. They discover Starbucks.
Well, that's what Mr. Fusion is for. We can just toss anything in there.
They end up in the Seattle grunge scene of the 90s.
It's Nirvana! Ah! Great Scott!
Buying Chia Pets last-minute gifts. So I want to know if that means we're buying Chia Pets as gifts or we're buying our Chia Pets gifts for our Chia Pets that we have.
Well, we should buy our Chia Pets last-minute gifts.
That's what I'm saying.
Marty! This Chia Pet needs a gift! It's so oh god, it's so bad.
All right, I don't know. I'm trying to combine a bunch of these.
Yeah, let's combine a bunch of them.
I don't know, we're traveling in time, we're trying to get for Christmas presents for Clara and Jennifer, right? Is who they're with. We'll try, I don't know, maybe we'll work in some other stuff.
All right.
So I'm Marty McFly, he's Doc Brown. We can only speak in rhyme.
Marty, come here. I need a lift. It's time for us to buy some gifts.
Hey, Doc. Yo, what's up? We need to buy some gifts for your pup.
My pup, Marty? Einstein, you mean? I don't know if gifts are his kind of thing.
Hey, listen, Doc. This is getting really heavy. Do you think me and Jennifer should go steady?
Great Scott! I don't want to know about your love life, Marty. Let's just get these gifts and go to the party.
Oh, what? Oh, we're going to a party, you say? That sounds like fun. Hip hip hooray.
That's right. In the 90s, I hear that there's grunge. So get in the DeLorean and let's take the plunge.
You're right. I hear there's a rocking band called Nirvana.
Oh no.
To dance real hard, it makes me wanna.
That's right, Marty. I heard their song, It Smells Like Teen Spirit. It makes me want to get jiggy with it.
Holy smokes, Doc, you really know your music. Oh, Jesus.
You had to pick music. You had to say music.
Can you figure out this Rubik's Cube?
This Rubik's Cube, Marty. We don't have the time. We've got to get gifts and party and rhyme.
Well, Doc, I guess you're right. I think it's time we say goodnight. And let's end it there.
I can't believe you said music.
Oh, yeah, I can't either. I was like, I'm just going to say the hardest things to rhyme with.
Yeah.
Nirvana, music.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you said music.
As I said it, I knew it. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. It's fine.
Yeah. Maybe you said jams or something and made them easier, but music. Oh, my God.
Tunes.
Tunes. Anything but music. Oh, my God. That was great.
All right, Chris, LMAO. All right.
None of your recommendations.
What was that?
We ended up doing nothing except for the grunge thing.
No, we got the grunge. We got the trying to buy gifts. I said the pup, like puppies.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We got Einstein
we
in
got
it.
at least 3 in. That's pretty good, man. I think.
Pretty good.
As we're trying to rhyme.
I know.
Also, I felt like the one point I was speaking a little Yoda-like because I put the Wana at the end of the.
Out of Nirvana. I thought that was really good, though. I thought that was good. He would have known.
Thinking like I'm gonna do this like Yoda now. That's how I'm gonna make it work.
He would have known about Yoda, so it would have worked. Actually, you could have used Nirvana. No, Nirvana and Yoda would have maybe Nirvana, Yoda.
Well, they don't. Yeah.
Questionable rhyme, but might have worked.
Chris says, "Well, that just went off the rails quickly."
Oh yeah.
And Tammy says, "LOL, Jeff, Nirvana and music, way to go for the high difficulty levels."
I know,
Tammy.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't mess around, man.
You went for expert mode.
I put the difficulty on expert. You're right.
Yeah, you're definitely on expert mode. I went easy. Oh my god.
That's fun. Dude, man, this rhyming stuff it's like the best games ever.
Yeah. I do enjoy a good rhyme. It's probably one of our best times. Yeah.
I was gonna say that if you didn't. Nice.
Do the whole show in rhyme.
Oh no! Listeners may have mentioned something back in the day. I think my Tamagotchi are dead. Remember Tamagotchi?
Yeah, but that was a 90s thing. Tamagotchi was 90s though.
Yeah, I think so. It's back in the day.
Yeah, it was
like
back
a
in the
little
day.
thing, right? You had a little digital.
It was a keychain, and it was a little pet.
Stuff, right? Yeah.
Now they have it for your phone.
Pokemon, yeah. They have it for your phone. Tamagotchi.
Yeah, you can get yeah.
All right, folks. So that's gonna wrap us up.
Yeah, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, Julie says, did someone just say gem, like saying music to rhyme with? It's totally outrageous. We were saying jam, but yeah, Gem and the Holograms was a great 80s cartoon as well.
Mm-hmm.
She was truly outrageous. No, man. I want to see a Gem and the Holograms versus Josie and the Pussycats.
Well, they did a Josie and the Pussycats live action movie.
I know, yeah. I saw it. It's ridiculous.
Was it good?
No.
Oh, it's bad. Okay.
But I want to see like them do like a Battle of the Bands type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tammy says, love seeing Francis lose it when Jeff said Nirvana.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like, oh, my God, he just painted himself into a corner with Nirvana. Like, oh, man.
Victor says, take care, all. It's past my bedtime. Thank you, Victor, for watching.
All right.
Thank
Good night, Victor. Thank you so much.
We're actually just going to wrap up right now.
Yeah.
So, folks, thank you so much. It's a super fun show. You guys were awesome. You made it super fun. Thank you, Francis, of course. Before we do links, so next week is actually Christmas, a week from today, folks. So we will be off 1 week for Christmas.
Yes.
We'll be back in 2 weeks, though, which is actually New Year's Day. Hey, guess what? You can start your New Year's off with us.
Yeah, you started off right.
Exactly. That's right. You got it. So New Year's Day, we'll have Matt Messerman on for the National Comedy Theater, which is a super cool improv place here in San Diego. And he actually was part of Super Geeked Up at San Diego Comic-Con this past year. He's great. And then we actually have 3 more shows to do after we come back from Christmas. So still plenty of Super Geeked Up to go this season.
Yeah, onesie episode.
I know, actually, that's about 3 weeks from now. I got to order my onesie. That's what I got to do.
Get your onesie. I got mine.
I know. Showed me the other day.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, they don't know, though.
No, they don't know. I'm not going to tell them.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell them either.
All right. Once again, though, Francis, where can they find your stuff?
All right. If you're interested in finding me, on the internet I will be. SincereSarcasm.net is the website, a.k.a. the other guy.
Don't fret.
I'm not. Yeah, don't fret. I was done rhyming.
All right,
fine. Guy is my handle. And again, next week I will have an episode next week before Christmas for the wrap up of 2019 and the decade on online friend simulators. So if you're at all interested in hearing what my thoughts and like how my life has changed in the last 10 years, that's the place to go. So check it out at SincereSarcasm.net. All
right, folks. So here you go, folks. Here's some Super Geeked Up links to see. This site is really the place to be. And now I'm going to stop. Here's also our Patreon page if you want to support us there. We really appreciate it. Imagine we did the whole show one time. We rhymed the entire time.
Yeah, we gotta do a musical episode at one point.
Well, you're right, because they like their singing. They said so.
Yeah, we got to just do a musical episode at one point. We'll have to really plan ahead for that episode, but I think we should.
Or we could just not plan at all, and it'll be really even better.
That's true. Yeah,
Tammy
you could do
says,
that.
"Woohoo! Starting our new year off, Fref." That's right.
That's right. Prep is the word for 2020. That's for sure.
Yeah, so you don't need Ryan Seacrest or Anderson Cooper on New Year's Eve. You just need us. You just need Fref.
Oh, I just wanted to answer Tony real quick about Online Friend Simulator. Yeah, if you want to do Q&A, ask me questions. Send me questions. I'll answer them on that episode. I'm more than happy to do that. Hell, we didn't do that here. We should have done our SGU Q&A here too. But no,
we did last week. Come on,
oh, that's right. We did last
2 weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Time is a blur right now. Sorry, time is a blur.
Because we've been traveling in time. We're Doc and Marty.
Right.
Julie says, thanks everyone for being here tonight. Merry Christmas. Yes.
Merry
Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Hope it's a super happy and awesome one. Hope you get to spend some time with friends and family and have a great time. And maybe you get some cool gifts we can talk about next year, because we talked about a lot of cool gifts earlier today. Thank you guys so much. I really love this episode. Francis, you're great. And everybody, all that 80s nostalgia, oh my God, it's like made my night.
Exactly.
And it was super fun to do Die Hard, one of the best movies ever. Certainly one of the best action movies ever. So thank you guys so much. You guys rock. We love you. Thank you for making our 2019 super fun and amazing. We can't wait to see you in 2020 and geek out with you some more. Until then, everybody, stay geeky. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.